Hey, it's Mike. I'm back and we're gonna do some more Krishna Cult updates and all kinds of stuff. And I got a great video that I want to watch and react to and share with you all. And we're gonna get right to that in just a moment. Let's see. Let's get right to this opening. I guess. I mean, what else? We're gonna get right to the opening.
Hello?
Hello.
All right. So yeah, I want to get right to this. I think first though, I gotta do my sponsor.
This broadcast comes to you through the courtesy of Edam Neckties, with stores at 3 convenient locations: Skagway, Alaska, Little America, and Pago Pago.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, okay, so I got a great video of this someone who joined the Hare Krishnas and she left the Hare Krishna. She joined and she left, and so let me show you. Let me show you what's going on with this. Where? No, that's not it. Here we go. Hey, Raphael. Hope you're doing. I hope you're doing well. Great to see you here. I watched your video. I did a thing about your video. It was pretty good. I liked it. It was great. Um, so here's this girl, and she just this video is like 2.5 hours long, so I can't watch the whole thing. You know, it'd be like 4 hour. It'd be like a 4 hour show. But I fast forwarded because what she did was she recapped her joining the Hare Krishnas, which we don't need to see all that. And she basically went over the the just the standard brainwashing Hare Krishna crap, 5,000-year-old tradition, the books, the chanting, Srila Prabhupada, just the basic crap. She went through all that in her own little way. And she makes videos, and had a YouTube channel. She made these videos, and so that's where I am in this video. So she just finished explaining everything about Hare Krishna, of a basic overview of Hare Krishna, which we already know. We already got that. So here we go. We're gonna pick it up right here, and here it is. Let's see.
I am no longer a Hare Krishna. For the past 2 years, I've debated whether to make a video about why I left because I just didn't want to rock any boats. But I have really, really struggled to make sense of everything, and I thought making a video might help me process it all. I've struggled with depression and anxiety for a little over 4 years. I struggled for 2 years when I was a Hare Krishna, and about 2 and a bit years since leaving. It has been crazy difficult. I was part of something that made sense to me, something I loved, but my mental health just kept getting worse and worse. So I decided to leave.
พบกับหมอนใบใหม่ของคุณทำไม
Sorry
ต้องหมอน
about
โค
that.
ซี่ล่ะคะ
Once
ป่านจะเล่าให้
again,
ฟังค่ะ
okay, we all got to make our money somehow, right? I guess you do whatever.
I will eventually talk about why I left, but this video is actually about why I joined. Then I'll make a video about each year I was a Hare Krishna before talking about leaving. I want to stress that these videos are not about slandering the religion. They are my reflections and I want to be as respectful as possible. Growing up, I was not a religious person. It wasn't something I even really thought about. If it did cross my mind, I would always wonder, if God was so great, why did such terrible things happen in the world?
I can't deal with this. I thought you already went through this. If anybody wants to watch this video, I'll leave the
Let
link.
me give you the briefest overview of my upbringing, because where you come from and the experiences you have greatly influence the choices you make in the future. I came from a broken home.
Okay.
My parents separated when I This is my third attempt to try and film this. In my previous video, I explored why I joined the Krishnas. And now I'm going to talk about my first year as a Krishna. The year was 2014. I was 22, young, and quite naive.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Welcome to my first Krishna conscious video. I hope that made sense. I don't know if it did. I'm gonna go have a swim.
Something happened in those first 12 months of being a devotee that had a huge negative influence on my future decisions, as well as my mental health. You still might be wondering why I'm making videos about leaving the Krishnas, when this channel is all about promoting the religion. Exciting! Hare Krishna! I don't think that these videos are actually against the religion. If you think that the happy Haris are ecstatic all the time, then you're mistaken. Devotees have difficulties, they have struggles. Some push through and thrive in the practice, and others, like myself, don't. Since I've left, I've actually taken all my videos down on this channel twice and then changed my mind. It's because I didn't feel comfortable having myself representing a religion when I was no longer part of it. So I decided if I'm going to keep those videos up, then I also want a series of videos explaining why I left and where I'm at now. I wanted to be honest. Ultimately, I'm making these videos for myself as a process of reflection and hopefully closure. Videos just happen to be a medium that I can express myself with. Movies are made suddenly here. We see the world around us.
Okay, so Raphael, let's see, says, great choice. I've seen this years ago. There were two ladies. One come out. Awesome. This was uploaded 1 year ago, so I know she's been making these videos. She says she's been making these videos for some time, and I saw a video of her years ago too, but it wasn't this one. This video is almost 2.5 hours long, so it's kind of like, I guess she put all her videos together in one mini-series, epic, just the complete story, the director's cut of everything that she has to say. Let's see. Hi, Mike, our friend, the mild-mannered Mexican scourge of the Hare Krishnas. Yeah, that's me. Some say I claim to be a Mexican comedian. I don't know if that's true or not. Let's see. Hey, it's fake human. Oh, man. Fake human's the best. Fake human. And then we got Sarkaz Trendset. Yeah, I don't know what that's all about. Okay, so we don't do that. We don't do that stuff here. But let's see. We got. I want to get some more here. Let's see. Um,
If these videos could inspire conversation, or if they could inspire reflection on yourself or your involvement in a community, or how that community could better support someone, then that's just an added bonus. Let's first go back to where I ended my previous video in 2013 when I was 21.
Welcome to my first Krishna conscious rant class, teaching class. Can't be a class, I'm barely a student.
I went to the yoga retreat, started chanting, and didn't stop. I was in my third year of a 4-year honours degree in design, with my focus being on videography. One assignment I had was to reflect on a documentary. So I chose to reflect on The Age of Stupid, where one of my future mentors kindly played me 50 years in the future. It wasn't until a few years later that I realised how much she hates being in front of the camera. But she did it for me, because I was excited.
okay, I really want to get to the part where she's leaving the Hare Krishnas.
Retreat together. It was a spiritual recharge festival that went from Christmas to a few days after New Year's. As usual, the community would start chanting around 5 a.m, then there would be a morning program of prayers and kirtan. Followed by that, Devam Swami, the community's spiritual leader or guru, would give a class on the philosophy.
Devam Swami.
Then we would have breakfast, some downtime, lunch, and another class in the evening. Followed by
You got
about
suckered
2
in
hours
by
of kirtan.
Devam Swami.
It was exhilarating. And
Just
I
like our
felt
friend
like I
Paz,
found my place.
Paz's
Now
brother.
we're in 2014 and I'm 22. I'm living in the ashram and I'm loving it. And I just want to give you some insight about our lifestyle at the time, because we were actually living in the yoga centre that we volunteered at. There are 5 rooms at Bhakti Lounge. The first is the serve-out area and the eating area, which looked...
So yeah, it's called the Bhakti Lounge. This is part of their scam, is they don't say, it's Krishna, Hare Krishna temple. It's the Bhakti Center or the Bhakti Lounge or the Mantra Center or the Meditation Center. And just like that lady got sucked in, she was looking for a farm to go. Well, of course, this was years ago. She was looking for a farm to go work on, like a hippie, like a commune hippie type thing, looking for, do some work and I get to stay on this farm. And so the Krishnas put their farm in there, and she went there and she got sucked into now she's been a Hare Krishna for 50 years because she made the mistake going to the Krishna farm. She just wanted to go to a farm and work and then go move on and do something else. No, she ended up, got brainwashed into this fucking cult with this stupid, because she didn't know it was a Hare Krishna temple farm. And same thing with her, they got the Bhakti Lounge, the restaurant, the Bhakti Center where they can go and do yoga and meditation. And it's all Krishna, just a front for their Krishna crap. And then these young people, college students, whatever, they end up getting sucked into this bullshit. Little by little, at least she got
in
out.
2014. Then there was more eating space, a yoga room, the kitchen, and a workshop room. Back then, this room was divided in 2, with workshops and kirtans held on the left and the ashram on the right. There were 3 cubbies with desks, and some of us slept in those and the rest were in the workshop room, but we were all in one big room. I always managed to sleep through the snorers because I was just so exhausted by the end of the day. And the reason was because those days were just so action-packed. A typical day for us ladies in the ashram was getting up early. You had to have a really quick shower because there was one between I think 8 or so of us. Then you'd put on tilak, which is a sacred symbol of a Krishna practitioner. Then you would put on a sari and sit down to chant 16 rounds of the Hare Krishna mantra, which took between an hour and a half to 2 hours.
Bullshit brainwashing crap. Thanks for your amazing work, Mike. Keep it up. You're the best there is. Thanks for speaking for all of us ex-devotees. Hey, you're welcome, man. Thanks for being here. Thanks for supporting. I show your videos all the time, and I'm going to do just a whole thing of your videos, because your videos are so good and so to the point, and hey, Red, thanks for being here, and I'm glad you're catching a live. I'm really anxious to see why she left. She's dragging it out because she's got so many videos and she just crammed them all together into a 2.5 hour mini series here. But I know that I'm pretty sure she's going to become a disciple of Deva Amrita. I already got
If you
that
want
figured
some
out.
more information about chanting, you can just look at some other videos I've made. At 7 a.m. we'd have morning prayers, which included kirtan until 8 a.m.
Excuse me.
The winner, hip hip hooray, hooray!
I went to the funeral, and while I was sad, I didn't really express those emotions. I tried to see things through a spiritual lens, tell myself that it's fine, she's just moved on to another body and will have another life soon. It's totally normal. But I was kind of callous and cold because of that view. I didn't mourn
Hold on,
like I should
let me
have.
get some information here, which is really great. When this girl left the cult, she gave the channel to a disciple of Deva Amrita called Mukukunda Das. He's a New Zealand devotee, graphic artist, and an absolute space case. Yeah, I don't know anything about this. I don't know anything about this girl at all. I I don't know. I watched the first part, so I do know that much about it. But before that, I don't know anything about it. And I still don't know why she left. She mentioned mental health, but she hasn't mentioned anything about sexism or racism or misogyny or abuse or child abuse or gurus are a scam or the chanting doesn't. She hasn't mentioned anything negative about it. In fact, she said, I don't want to badmouth it. I don't want to say anything bad about it. And the whole first part of this video was pretty much a commercial for ISKCON. So I'm really wondering why she left. And some of you out there, you probably already know because you probably watched this video already. But I'm really trying to figure out what's going on with her.
Truly cried for my grandma only last year in therapy. I actually recorded myself reflecting on that session shortly after because I needed to for uni.
I explained how grandma meant she symbolized unconditional love.
Sorry, she lost her grandmother. I'm still really wanting to know why she left.
It's her sincerity that has brought her through. Sincerity and determination. And we thank all the mentors that she has for guiding her through various seas. Your new name is Lavanya Kali Devi Das.
I had friends at the Bhakti Lounge. They were told to lie to
I
the
was
public all the
obviously
time to get
conflicted,
more people to
but
join the cult. Yeah, absolutely, because it's just a
that I
big
did,
scam. I mean, it's
I
just
thought
a
was backed up by scripture
Prabhupada said by hook or by crook. So it's
and was the right thing
coming
to do
straight
for
from the
spiritual
horse's mouth.
I finished up my year at university quite disappointed because I got second class honours instead of first. In the first semester I was getting straight A's and A pluses, but because I was just so emotionally distraught or conflicted in the second half, I was very distracted. I began working on a brochure to introduce the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is basically an extended and more in-depth version of the Bhagavad Gita. It's really long. I was making the brochure because one of the leaders in the community invited me to travel around the country to try and sell Srimad Bhagavatam sets during the famous Christmas marathon.
Of course, free labor. It's all about getting free labor. It's all about getting someone to do something for free. Whether you're doing it for the temple or you're doing it for some guru or you're doing it for some ex-swami like me, it's all about doing, I was doing the computer work. I was working with Nishringananda, although he was paying me minimum wage for 4 hours a day or something like that. I don't even think he might not even have been paying me minimum wage. He may have been paying me less than that, but that was an actual job where he was making, it was a business. So I guess he felt obligated that I was an employee. I should be making at least minimum wage. But basically, it's about anyone who can do like Ratnabhusha building those chariots. Just building those chariots, right? He just built 3 big giant chariots. Right? Everybody just doing everything for free. Everything for free. Everything's done as just service, and that's immediately. She's in for 1 year. She's already, hey, come travel around with me and translate these books, translate whatever I need translated, and do some service for me.
This is a time where Hare Krishnas all around the world would focus on trying to distribute books before Christmas. Now, before being a devotee, I had this dream to travel around New Zealand.
Go beg for me, and if someone gives you money, give them a book. That's basically what it is. Whether you're doing it for the temple, you're doing it for your guru, or you're doing it for whoever. Even if you're doing it for yourself. Hey, how you doing? I'm glad you're here, Liam. Man, it's just, I'm glad we got viewers here. So immediately they got her working. This Dave Amrita's got her doing something. I still got to find out why she left. I still got to find out why.
Welcome to year 3 of me being a Krishna devotee. I'm back in the ashram doing service full-time. So in exchange for our spiritual training, a roof over our head and food, we all volunteered full-time at Bhakti Lounge, the yoga center, as well as Krishna Food, which is a catering business.
So as well as distributing books, we're also going to show people where Krishna food is. Hopefully people will come from here to here.
Yeah, so like she doesn't even realize that they're just exploiting her labor. They're just exploiting her labor, like just putting her to work and calling it devotional service. Whether it's standing out in front of a building, handing out flyers, or whatever, people get paid to do that, but not her. She don't get shit. She just, hey, Howard Johnson, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Good to see you here. They got her, she's got to volunteer at the Bhakti Lounge, which sounds like like a coffee shop or some kind of like a coffee shop or something, like a Krishna coffee shop. And then she's got to volunteer to do book distribution and whatever. What the fuck?
I was pretty solid in my spiritual practice at that time. I loved studying the books. I had read all of Srimad Bhagavatam and was starting on Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, which talks about Lord Chaitanya, who advocated the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra.
So she's read the whole Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita and probably some of the other books. So she's read all the stuff about women have small brains, women are less intelligent, women are Maya, women are 9 times lustier than men. That's all right there. I mean, you can't read the Bhagavad Gita and the whole entire Bhagavatam and not come across that. And now she's into the Chaitanya Charitamrita. So she knows all about the sexism. She lives in the ashram, so she knows how women are being treated. She's in 3 years. She knows how women are being treated. She's in the ashram. She's sleeping on the floor. She's volunteering her time with the book begging and all this crap. She's reading books where it's demeaning women, talking about how women don't need to go to school. They don't need to learn anything. They just need to be subservient to their husbands. All of this stuff. She's in. She's fully in.
Super organized person, so was given some management responsibilities. I started managing the ashram.
She hasn't mentioned it though. She hasn't mentioned it yet. She hasn't said, I've read all these books, and these books got someone like she doesn't want to talk bad about the religion. She said in the beginning, I don't want to talk bad about it. So now we'll never know. Well, do we ever know what's causing the mental illness, the all the stuff that's causing her to be miserable? She said she's miserable. She's uncomfortable. emotionally and mentally, and it was she had to. And that's why she left. I guess that's so far that's the only thing I've gotten out of it is why she's left. For her mental health, she said it was mental health. She's suffering from depression, and it was only getting worse. And the Hare Krishnas were making it worse. But I don't know. Does she recognize?
Finances, which wasn't too hard because the flat we lived in was owned by a devotee, so our rent costs were quite low. I started to manage Krishna food, which I really loved because remember my 10-year plan was to run and own my own cafe, so this was a fantastic experience for that. I also started to manage the marketing at Bhakti Lounge.
Slave labor,
the posters, making sure that the posters are distributed all over the place as well as put online, other things like that. I'm a graphic designer, but in terms of marketing, I really didn't know what I was doing. But I did try to do some courses online. At this time, Krishna Food was a kiosk on one campus at Vic Uni. But this year, we expanded to another smaller campus. Usually the ladies volunteered at the kiosk, but with a second one, we were spread too thin. So we decided to pay those who served out there. We hired some...
The ladies. So this is like service for the ladies to do. This is, they gave the ladies something to do. It's just strange. And of course, not only is it, sexist, like, oh, we'll give the ladies something to do. They can go give out the food because, you don't have to be very smart to do that. You just slap some food on a plate and you hand it to some people. It doesn't take much brains. And since women have small brains, we can let them do that. Besides that aspect of the whole thing, the idea that they're spreading this Krishna consciousness with this food, which is a basic, that's nothing new. Religions have been doing that forever, is spreading their religion with food. Charities and, look at, we're doing good stuff for, the good for the community. We're giving away food, we're giving away clothes, we're helping out the community. Churches and religions have always tried to put that out as part of their, PR. So here they are doing the same thing, although this is a whole pedophile cult that they're scamming people into to donate their labor. And people like her, I don't even know if she knows what's going on. Does she even know about the child abuse? About the domestic abuse? I mean, she must know women are being mistreated and women are treated like shit. I mean, she must know. She's a woman. There's no way they're not mistreating her. She's the only one that she's Wonder Woman and everyone's nice to her. Everybody else gets treated like shit, but her. I know that ain't going on. I know that ain't the way it is.
But also employed 2 other people to help serve out and prepare the vegetables. This meant I had to create a contract and set up a payment method where we paid taxes. I didn't really know what I was doing and messed it up. One employee got angry and threatened to take us to employment court or something like that. It wasn't good and I was super stressed. The feedback I was given was to be more diligent, but I had no idea what I was doing. So
just chant more. Just chant more. That's all. Be more diligent. That is just, even though we got you involved in something and now you might go to court and get sued because you don't know what you're doing as far as running a business, and we don't really care. We just want your free labor or work you. This is exactly why we got you doing this, because we don't want to go to court and get sued over this bullshit. So better you than us.
That's quite hard. So I lost a lot of confidence then. As you can imagine, I was pretty busy with these different management services and I was a little frustrated because I didn't have much time to make more videos for this channel. I made some, but I wanted to be more consistent. It's good to be back. Today is my birthday.
Why do you always do that? It's not funny.
I began leading Harinam, which is the chanting on the street.
Lavanya Kaylee, check it out.
What?
It's us.
If you haven't exercised in years, you have to start small with my beginner-friendly Tai Chi class. 3 reasons.
Can't stand the Tai Chi guy.
I also got much better at the mridanga, the ancient Indian drum. I do want to mention Soul Feast.
Let me say that. Let's see this. I'm like, this poor lady looked like a healthy, happy lady before she joined. She looks like she got a lot of PTSD from this cult. They destroyed her from within, but she is brave for speaking her truth. You're absolutely right about that. The videos of her when she's first joining the Hare Krishna, she looks happy and excited, like she's like we all did, like we all did. She looks happy and excited, and like she's part of something. And then this cult just grinds you up and spits you out. And it's in one way or another. And that's what's so interesting to me, is that I don't think she was abused. At least she hasn't mentioned it yet. She hasn't mentioned that she's been, it wasn't child abuse. She wasn't born into it. I don't think she had sex with her guru. I don't know if she was raped behind a stage at a Raw Theater festival. I don't know what it is that she went through, but if you look at her, you're absolutely right. She looks like she like this cult just put her through the ringer. Like it put her through a ringer. Like it destroyed her. And I said yesterday, I was saying, like I felt like maybe part of my life was ruined, and then I said not ruined. Ruined's not the right word, but something. And she doesn't look like the same person she was when she, in these videos, when she's happy and just joined and like didn't even know what she was getting into. She didn't know what she was getting into. But she was happy. She was like, well, there's flowers and there's statues and people are happy and jumping around and a kirtan. And then after 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, you're right. She looks destroyed. It looks like they destroyed her.
Is a program we run on Sunday nights at Bhakti Lounge. It was always the highlight of my week. I really loved it. We would start with a slow, mellow kirtan.
And even the way when she's remembering and reminiscing and thinking back, it's like she's making these faces like these are not easy things to remember. And it doesn't sound like she was really traumatized. I mean, she was traumatized. I mean, something happened. She's been through something.
Then there would be a presentation on something to do with the philosophy, followed by a kirtan that was a little bit more upbeat where people would dance. Then you'd have to wait in a super long line for dinner because the program was so popular and the food was really good. And after that we would have another rocking kirtan. The program was just so enlivening. Sometimes at Soul Feast we would put on a play before the talk which gave the presenter something to kind of reflect on or talk on. The girls in the ashram were very creative, and throughout my years as a devotee I was involved in quite a number of those plays. And in every single one, I played a man. I like to think that it was because I was a really, really good actress.
Joy, great to have you on the show.
That's interesting. I don't know. She's having these weird thoughts when she's reminiscing and thinking back on what happened to her. I still want to know. More. I want to get to the heart of the matter.
Vegetarian, but that wasn't a big deal because my mum's been vegetarian my whole life. But I saw that her removing onion and garlic from what she would normally cook was an act of devotion. So I was totally happy to eat that food, and I loved it. Being able to share a meal together was super important for maintaining as well as growing our relationship while I was a devotee. Towards the end of the year, the ashram made a trip to Auckland for Devamarita Swami's birthday. It was about a 9-hour drive up.
I just want to mention that knitting cult lady, she does have a video where she says, if you're celebrating the founder or the leader's birthday, you are in a cult. And here she is. They're gonna go celebrate Dave Amrita's birthday.
Then we would sleep at the Hare Krishna school, which was next to the temple, and spend the day celebrating his birthday. We would then drive back the following day. It was another blissful yet exhausting experience.
Exhausting year, she says. Lakshmi Nrsimha, I'm glad you're here. I agree, her video actually really helped me from voicing my difficulties in ISKCON too, and her story helped stop me from committing to living for a year in this very ashram. It's important to, if you feel like you were involved in something and you need to speak out, it's important to speak out. It took me a long time for me to do these videos. I've been out of the Hare Krishnas for almost 13 years now, 13 years. And I didn't start doing these videos until last year. For me, I just got out of the Hare Krishnas and I just tried to get my life back together. I was in it for 20 years, and so I had lost 20 years. So I didn't think about it. I didn't try not to think about it. I tried not to do anything about it. I didn't even tell anybody. I just tried to move on. But then about a year ago, maybe a little over a year ago, I saw the Scientology protesters, and I saw a lot of people that weren't even in Scientology were protesting. Just they had this conviction that this is a cult, it's dangerous, it harms children, and they were speaking out about it. And it got me thinking about my time in the Hare Krishnas, and then I felt like I was in the Hare Krishnas, I know so much about it, I should be speaking out. If people who have never been in a cult have feelings strong enough that they should be speaking out, I should be speaking out since I was in a cult and I know so much. I actually came to the conclusion that I feel like it's my duty to speak out. That if I'm not speaking out, then I'm not being honest. So I understand her wanting to speak out, and I understand other people needing that kind of that help to tell your story and to help, to come to grips with it all. Some people need help getting to that stage where they can talk about it. So if I can help people get to it, if I can help by showing videos of other people doing it, I want to do whatever I can to help as many people as I can. Hey, how you doing? Great to see you. And I know you. I believe you're in Australia, and this is actually taking place in New Zealand and in Australia. And Dave Amrita is the guru of, I guess, Australia and that part of the world. I'm not sure, but yeah, I want to know I still want to know what's leading up to her leaving. I'm so glad you're speaking up. It's helping me. Please don't stop. I feel it's my duty too. I have a blog on Substack, and ISKCON has tried to stop me using offense, insults, bullying, and making fun. Yeah, I haven't had anything yet. I mean, they did all that when I left 12 years ago. I really don't give a fuck about them. I don't give a fuck about their insults, their bullying, any of that crap. I don't give a fuck about that shit. I'm also in Australia. Yeah, it's Yeah, what a coincidence. It's but I want to know. I want to know what happened. Why? Because she seems like she's dealing with it like she's just a regular devotee, and
We come to the end of year Christmas marathon.
So we've had our first night on the marathon. Now we're going to go on our first day of books.
I was lucky enough to go travelling again.
Look at this.
And I got to go with someone who really loved distributing books.
So the thing is, I might be really apprehensive about going out because I get nervous and people might be real mean to me, which they were. Some people were mocking me about being a Hare Krishna. But there's something really satisfying when you have really nice exchanges.
I just did it because it pleased the ashram leader who I went travelling with last year, as well as my spiritual teacher, Devan Swami.
We're on day 2 of the marathon. I'm ready to fight today. Show everyone these.
she's going out and begging for books. She doesn't want to do it. She doesn't like doing it. She's doing it because Devan Swami. She's doing it for him. She's doing it for him. Expressing concerns by those still in the cult is very risky for them, as ISKCON authorities will get heavy with them. I've seen it happen. Yeah, absolutely. I'm not saying that that doesn't happen. Absolutely. If you're in the cult and you try to speak out or say anything or try to have a voice or try to do anything, yeah, don't make your life difficult, and because you're dependent on them. It's like when I left my Ritvik friends, Yashodanandan and Damagosh and all these guys that were threatening me, who wanted to harm me, threatening me, because I didn't want to be in their Ritvik group anymore. I left. I bounced out. I moved out of the apartment. I completely just left. Yashodanandan told my roommate, Vadiraj, that, oh, he'll come back. He'll be back. He'll be back. He thought for sure I would be back because I'd been in for 20 years. He didn't think I was going anywhere. He thought, and then my friend who wasn't a Hare Krishna heard that from Vadiraj, and he said, yeah, they think that you're going back. And I said, going back? Oh, fucking going back. I no longer consider myself an ISKCON devotee. Yeah, I know. I've seen YouTube channels, people that have talked about their time in Hare Krishna, and they talk about the emails that they get and the threats that they get and the things that they get. I haven't got anything yet, and I got all that 12 years ago when I first left. And I don't know if that has anything to do with the fact that I'm not getting anything now, or because they know who I am, and so they're like, we're not going to, better to not even talk about him, or they just don't give a shit, or I don't know, and I really don't care. I don't give a fuck. I have no offense to you. I just don't give a fuck about these people. I really don't. I'm talking about my life, what happened to me, my time in this cult. If they don't like that I'm talking about their fucking cult, then they shouldn't have a fucked up cult, and they shouldn't have had me in it. It's too bad. I don't give a fuck. Like I just hello, Mike. It's nice that more and more people are speaking their truth so others don't get the same trauma. This cult will leave you destroyed. Your deprogramming classes are paramount for all. Hey, thanks a lot for the encouragement. I like to know that I'm doing, that people appreciate what I'm doing, and not just angry ISKCON people that are pissed off, that watch and get pissed off. Expressing concerns about still active cult member can easily get you killed, like Slochan or Ayendra in Vrindavan. Now, Ayendra in Vrindavan, I don't know if he was killed. He died. I understand that he was writing a book, and his heater malfunctioned, and he was in Vrindavan. It's very easy in Vrindavan for something to happen. I understand that, but I don't know if I mean, unless somebody comes out and confesses and says, yeah, there was a conspiracy to kill this guy, and we set his place on fire, or whatever, which I think would have happened. I mean, I don't know. I just look, those kind of things happen. I'm not saying that people and I'm not saying they don't do that, but also heaters malfunction in India. There's electrical problems. There's people die all the time. I mean, I was riding around in a rickshaw, and one of them friggin' canisters exploded. Okay, I'm riding in a rickshaw, and I'm on the Parikram path, and I'm I don't know how to explain it, but I'm down there somewhere, and I'm about to go around this corner where you turn and you go, and there's all these little shops there, and there's a canister shop where they put gas in there, and one of those fucking things exploded, and it was like a bomb went off, and I don't know where. I don't know. It was like an earthquake. It was like a boom, and it was like a bomb went off, and I got hit in the head. I got hit in the head with a little piece of, I don't know what it was. I have no idea, but it felt like I got hit in the head with a bat. It felt like someone had just hit me with a bat in the side of the head, and I went and I was in this rickshaw, and I thought somebody hit me with a bat, so I put my hand in my head, and I was looking for blood. There was no blood. There was no nothing. Boy, did it hurt though. But there was this little piece of shrapnel was on the seat next to me. Like, it hit my head and it fell down. And I was like, oh, it must have been, this thing hit me in the head. I had like a little bump on my head. It was pretty nasty. It hurt. It was pretty nasty. And then my friend came along, my Indian friend, and he said, oh, because I didn't know what had happened. I didn't know what had happened. I mean, I'm from Los Angeles. We don't have canister shops. We don't have rickshaws and Parikram Path. I didn't know what had happened. So he goes, oh, that place exploded, and this thing hit you in the head. He goes, you could have got killed. You could have got killed from that thing. Like maybe if you'd been a little bit closer to it, it would have went into your head instead of bouncing off your head. So things can happen. Things happen. Not things can happen. Things happen all the time. I mean, fires. People get electrocuted. People get their houses catch on fire. Their clothes catch on fire. They get hit in the head with a thing. Canister blows up. Who knows? India is. I mean, the guy's living in India. That's already he's already got. That's already a danger. I mean, but yeah, Solochan, that's a different story. He got a bullet to the head, but yeah, these guys, you don't know what's going to happen if you speak out, and I don't blame them for not speaking out if you're in the cult. But listen, let me just say this: if you want to speak out and you're afraid to speak out because you're in a cult, you should get out of the cult. You should just get out. You should just bail out. Just walk away. Just walk away. Hey, how you doing? It's Sri Mahajagat Guru Sri Mukunda Das. It's Sri Mukunda Das. It's Sri Mukunda. I got threats too. You got threats too. Yeah, I got threats too. I went to the police. I went right to the police. In Los Angeles, I went right to the police. I said, "Hey, I'm getting threats from these guys," and I said their names. I made police report. You showed Anandan with his government name. I got a copy of the police report. I sent it to Yashodanandan and his wife, to his household. I said, hey, this is what's going on. And if anything else happens, I might have to like press charges or something. I don't know. I don't know what next step is, but this is the first step. And after that, nothing. I never heard nothing after that. My name wasn't mentioned on the internet. My name wasn't mentioned in any videos. My name wasn't mentioned in any news things, anything. So, many of us were threatened. I left, but I still have my own spiritual journey and path without risk on propaganda and brainwashing. Yeah, I feel like that's what I think what most people are doing. Most people do. They're on a. We're all on a journey through life, right? We're all on a journey that's going to end one day, and we don't know where it's going to take us. So we're all on this journey. So at Afila 8. So yeah. The Buddhists are all bark and no bite. They'll call you names and threaten you, but if you don't believe in their crazy philosophy, then they can't control or hurt you anymore. You're free. Yes, I agree. I agree. They like every cult. Every cult does that. Like Scientology will try to use cult tactics on their ex-members, and the same way that Hare Krishnas will. It's the same. It's the same thing. They all do that. They use it. But if once you're free of the mental prison, their shit doesn't matter. Their shit doesn't matter anymore. You can call me an offender. You can say I'm an operati. You can. Who cares? I had threats in 2016, 17, 18, and it was hilarious. It's an offense, an offense. I just laughed. I eat chocolates, drink coffee and chai, enjoying my life more now without them. Yes, when you free yourself from the mental cage. This girl in this video is a classic example of how ISKCON targets young, autistic, naive, and vulnerable individuals. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And she had no idea what she was getting into. She had no idea what she was getting into. You're in the cool club. We've all had it. I didn't realize how until all of you were talking about how you've had threats as well. I did not know that so many people leaving Hare Krishna who would speak out about it would get threats, have threats and just intimidation and email and whatever it is. I really didn't know. I knew I got it when I left because I was exposing the Tattva Darshan thing. I was outspoken about that. I was the secretary of our Ritvik group, of our board of directors, which means they had to hold a meeting and elect a new person and find a new replacement for me, so that they could file their papers and have all the it wasn't like I just bounced out. It was I left it was a problem for them, like a organizational problem for them when I left. So that, accompanied with the offenses that I was making and all the other things I was doing, then yeah, they made some threats. They wanted to come down to LA. They wanted to, all kinds of crap. If you're still part of any Krishna cult, whether ISKCON, Ritvik, Narayan, Vrinda, so many others, get out before it's too late. Waste your time. It's a waste of your time. This process is a scam, guaranteed. Absolutely, I guarantee. Absolutely. If it's ISKCON, Ritvik, Narayan Maharaj, Vrinda, any of these guys, Self-Realization, Institute of Higher whatever, Vedic, whatever, definitely. It's a scam. Bhakti Lounge, the Bhakti Center, Bhakti Lounge, all that stuff. Govinda's restaurant. Take my word for it. You don't want to go to Govinda's restaurant. It's all a bunch of crap. India is one of the most backwards, racist, disgusting places, yet devotees like to pretend that they have the key to some kind of ultra-advanced, enlightened civilization. It's such a joke. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. India is, it is all of those things that you just said. Excuse me. Although I have a friend there, and I do like going there. I do. It's like camping. It's like, it's a change. It's different, and I like going. But it is all that. It's rough. It's dirty. It's dusty. It's hard to people. It's rough. It's easy to get scammed. It's easy to get all of that. I believe that whatever one believes in or follow, one should always stay away from cults and just focus on personal development without any of the cult shenanigans. Absolutely. I think you can even chant Hare Krishna if you wanted. You can chant Hare Krishna. You can chant, you can read, Bhagavad Gita. I wouldn't have anything to do with Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita. But, you wanted to chant Hare Krishna, even if you wanted to go to a temple and I go to temples, I go to Buddhist temples, I go to Hindu temples. I like going, I go to Catholic churches and just going, it's just like it's any other place. It doesn't have any special mystic. It's just another cool looking building with some cool looking stuff in it. That's all it is to me. So, cults are only made to destroy in order to control you. But this one process will brainwash you to the point where you need to deprogram big time. Yeah, this cult is it can it's like a virus or something. It can get a hold of you. It can get inside your brain and it can tweak. I don't know how it does it, but it does it. I don't know how it does it. Most Sri Vaishnava Sampradayas actually disagree with how Vaishnavas are doing things. The Gaudis today seem to be extremely fanatical and cray-cray. Yeah, they're all pretty crazy. I mean, you can say one's crazier than the other or one's less crazy than the other. For me, I'm at a place, I'm at a stage, we're all on a different stage. We're all on a different stage in our journey. We're all on a different journey. They're all wacky and crazy. But that doesn't mean you can't enjoy it. That doesn't mean you can't have fun. Like I was saying before, the guy that they said is in transcendental bliss dancing around, he's enjoying himself. He's not in no transcendental bliss. He's not doing devotional service. He's not engaged in Lord Chaitanya's, none of that stuff. But that doesn't mean he's not having fun, just like somebody in a drum circle or at a rave or at a concert is not up and they're dancing and they're having a great time. They're having a great time listening to music. There's a beat, there's a drum, there's instruments are playing. People are dancing around. Hey, so the guy's dancing around having a fun time. He's definitely having a fun time doing that. But it's not transcendental. It's not devotional service. He's not getting any benefit from it. It's not elevating him to a higher stage of anything. It's not a higher vibration. It's not anything other than just him just dancing around and having a good time dancing around. It's like anybody else dancing around having a good time. Now this girl selling these books, this is a different story.
Which should hopefully be fun. Hey, I'm from Wellington. I'm just turning around showing everyone these books.
He is not having fun selling these books.
this is our evening routine of making our bedroom up. Welcome to my kitchen.
You really gotta convince yourself you're having a good time. You're living in a van, sleeping on the floor, going out, begging for money, trying to sell a stupid book that people don't want a book. And I'll tell you, trying to sell stuff, whether it's a book or it's a keychain or it doesn't matter what it is. And people are telling you no, it gets to you after a while. You don't want to hear it after a while. You gotta be really determined to not let that wear you down, and it wears you down. Eventually it wears everybody down, and it's the death of a salesman. And I can't imagine someone who's out trying to sell these books who doesn't want to go out selling books, but they're doing it because their guru told them to go out and sell books. So they're out there, and then now they're like living this kind of life, and just.
I'm making what's called khichdi, which is pretty nice. Some veggies, some spices, ginger, rice, and kidney beans. This is so exciting. I got wraps today. Wraps for breakfast. Yum. Not bad.
To be honest, I really like the adventure of travelling around giving books, but my heart was more into making videos to present the philosophy in an easy to digest way. Maybe that's why I ended up leaving. We'll find out in a few more videos. Thanks for watching and have a good one, eh? Welcome to year 4 of me being a Krishna devotee. It's 2017 and I am 25. This was quite a significant growth period for the ashram because we moved into a much bigger flat just below the flat we were living in.
Leaving Hare Krishna was the best thing I ever did. I'm so much happier now, and I hope you all know that if you're reading this and on the fence, life gets so much better when you leave. I agree with you. And when I was a Hare Krishna, I have to tell you, when I was a Hare Krishna, I thought I was really happy. And I was miserable because you're always fighting. You're fighting mentally to chant, to follow regulative principles, to do all these things you're supposed to be doing because you're on this spiritual path. You're on this journey. You're the emperor with no clothes, and so you're constantly pretending that you've got clothes. And it's such a drain. It's such a mental drain to just go on with that. And you're so much happier when you're just not doing that anymore. When you're not doing that anymore. When you're just, when you don't have that everything, like I didn't go to Mangalartik. Oh, I shouldn't be doing this. Oh, I should be doing that. Oh, why am I having this thought? Oh, I just the multitude of just anxiety and mental distress, just so much. Life gets so much better when you leave this cult. Absolutely. Those of you that are out there watching, and I know a lot of people that are in the cult, you can't even imagine leaving. Can't imagine it. What would I do? You would do whatever the fuck you want to do. You do whatever the fuck you want to do. You don't have to do that shit anymore. Because not only is it causing you mental stress, mental distress, all these issues and all these things that everybody goes through, not only is it causing you all that, it's all fake and phony. So you're going through all that bullshit for something that's not 5,000 years old. It's not an ancient tradition. These books are not 5,000 years old. There was never any Vedic culture. There's no flying flower airplanes and demon eating the moon and four-headed guy growing on the flower out of a four-armed guy that's laying on a snake. There's none of that. So all this stuff that you're doing that's causing you mental distress and causing you all these issues, like this girl and everyone else, everyone, my daughter being molested, kids getting molested in the Gurukula, people committing suicide. For what? For nothing. For a fake, fraudulent, completely bogus, fake bullshit. It's not even a religion. This is a bunch of superstitions, bunch of fake nonsense superstitions. Demon head eating the moon. If you don't worship Govardhan Hill, you're going to get eaten by snakes. It's just... Elena, me too. Give me the chocolate, caffeine, onion, garlic, and my Kami family and friends back. Yeah, like, and then when you find out that Prabhupada was doing snuff, and yet I'm beating myself over it. I'm beating myself up over the fact that I want to have a fucking piece of chocolate or a cup of chai or a cup of coffee, and Prabhupada's back there doing snuff. And Prabhupada had sex with an 11-year-old girl when he was 22 years old, and I'm supposed to feel bad for even wanting to be around a woman or think that women are Maya and all of this stuff. He had sex with an 11-year-old girl at 22. And you got me thinking he's a pure devotee? Why? Why did I fall for that? How did I fall for that bullshit? Mike's view count is up. Like the video to help get more views. Type in chat to help push the engagement up. We want to help Mike get more viewers and save more people from the cult. Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that. That is needed. So yeah, hit the like button. Hit that like button. Riskon Ritvik's Gaudiya Sampradayas and Mas today are extremely cultish. I don't think Sri Mahavishnu is some crazy power or psychotic archetype. There's like my friend in India, he's just a regular Indian guy, Brajabasi guy. He's got he's got a guru that he went up to Rishikesh, up to Manali or up to wherever, Yamuna Yatri or whatever. And he got some guru that initiated him, gave him some, I don't know what he did. And that's it. You never see him again. That's it with him. He goes in his house in Vrindavan, on the outskirts of Vrindavan. He's got a little altar. He's got a picture of his guru. I think he's got a picture of his guru. He's got Lord Shiva, deity, and he's got like a picture of Lord Shiva. He's got a picture of Radha and Krishna. And he does his little thing. He's got nothing to do with ISKCON. He doesn't have like some guru that he worships or books that he distributes. He doesn't follow any four regular principles. He doesn't do any of that. He's got a little Sika in the back. But he doesn't have a shaved head. He doesn't wear a dhoti and a kurta. He's the Indian guy. Some of you probably know him because he's like the Indian guy in Vrindavan that everybody knows. I know him. I've known him for friggin' 30 years. But that's just, he's a Hindu. He's a Hindu guy. I mean, I don't know if you call him a Vaishnava because he's not in the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya that I know of. He's got a little Radha and Krishna in his thing, and he knows Radha and Krishna. He lives in Vrindavan. But he's a Shiva. His guru is a Shiva guy. He worships Lord Shiva. That's just. If there's free work, it's a cult. If they tell you you earning money is bad, it's a cult. If they tell you commies are bad to associate with, they're a cult. If they're worshiping pedos, it's a cult. If they're worshiping pedos, it's a cult. If they're worshiping pedos, it's a cult. If they have anything to do with Prabhupada, it's a cult. If they have anything to do with Prabhupada or any scam pradaya, all that stuff, that's all a scam. And maybe some are less scammy than others. I don't know. I don't have time to figure it out. I know what I know. I know ISKCON's a scam. I know Prabhupada's a scam. I know Bhakti Siddhanta's a scam. I know Bhakti Vinod Thakur is a scam. And I'm gonna kind of cut it off right there. You are so correct. ISKCON loves to target young boys, young girls into their Prabhu fraud, God man nonsense. Yeah, they go to the El Camino College, Pasadena City College, Venice Beach. They open up these Bhakti centers and these Bhakti lounge, and they hit up like high school and college kids. Because even Prabhupada says, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. It's easier to teach a young kid something and change a young person than it is to change an old person. You can change an old person. I mean, old people fall into this cult all the time. I did. I was 30 years old when I fell into this cult. So it happens, but you can cast a big net at a college because you got a whole bunch of young people who are there looking for, hey, what does the world have to offer? I'm here at college and I'm searching for stuff. I don't know what I want to be in life. Like this girl, she's in college and she's studying video, and she ends up in the Hare Krishnas. As well as threats, they lie about you to discredit you. Watch out, he's a demon. Yeah, Scientology is the worst, but Hare Krishna, they did that with me on the Hare Krishna web pages. They were saying Sri Mukunda this and Sri Mukunda that, and he's offensive and he's this and he's that. Good for you, Lakshmi. That is so great. The whole entire big, beautiful world outside of Hare Krishna, and you deserve to live a full, happy life, free from the cult of this terribly controlling religion. Absolutely. And more people need to know that there's people out there, because the cult wants you, when you're in the cult, they want you to think that nobody ever leaves. And the people that leave, the people that bloop, they're demons, and they're this and they're that, and they're offensive, and they're all of these things. So you have this weird. No, they're just normal people. They're just normal people, and a lot of people don't know that people that are watching, that are in the cult, that are watching because they're hearing that there's this thing going on, they don't know what it's like for the people who have left. Like people like me and people like you in my chat, that you actually leave and then you live a happy, fulfilling, prosperous life. Because the cult is like, oh, they're bloop, they're back in the material world, they're doing all this nonsense, and they're drug addicts and they're sex fiends and they're this and they're that, and all their meat eating and Joe's six pack and the hamburger, eating this and steak eating that, and oh my goodness, and oh my goodness, oh my goodness. And that's for you that are in there. That's what you're thinking. Like, oh, if I leave, oh my God, I'm gonna get thrown to the wolves, and it's gonna be like, again, it's gonna be like Mad Max. No, just walk away. You can walk away. Just walk away. You can walk away. Just walk away and get your life back. Get your life back before it's too late. Get your life back before it's too late. even smart Indians won't get involved in ISKCON and just do stuff at home and with their family and friends. Yeah, a lot of Indians know that Hare Krishna is a cult, so they don't want to have anything to do with it. Some they go and they hang out because ISKCON is the only thing if outside of India, if like in LA, in West LA, right? The Hare Krishna temple is the only place for Hindus to go if they want to go feel like, they want to go to a temple. Where are they going to go? Calabasas, Fullerton. There's a few temples, but they're not, so they go, but they don't join. They're not full-time members, but they'll go and they'll go, oh, it's Krishna, and then they're done. That's it. Leaving ISKCON is a blessing. Leaving ISKCON is a blessing that a lot of people that are in ISKCON, like there's all these people that are like whistleblowers and like, oh, this is going on, this is happening, and so did this, and so did that, and they're critiquing and they're whistleblowing, and they're saying, oh, well, so is molesting kids in Italy, and something's going on in Switzerland, and something's happening in Mexico City, and something's happening here, but they don't leave because they don't understand. They don't understand about leaving. They're afraid, or they're whatever. So what we're doing, all getting together, and we're talking, and we're encouraging each other, speaking out, explaining that there's a big, beautiful world out there. There's a great, big, beautiful world. Great, big, beautiful tomorrow, as Walt Disney said. Great, big, beautiful tomorrow. So all of you that are in there, you can get out. Beautifully said. Yeah, you can get out, and you can get your life back. Love your name, though. One of my favorite deities. Yeah, Lakshmi Narayan. Lakshmi Nrsimha. Lakshmi Nrsimha was, I had a nice little, I had a Nrsimha Dev deity. This is how these Hare Krishnas are. I've told this story before, but it's funny. I had a Nrsimha Dev deity. It was my daughter's. I bought it, and I gave it to my daughter, and because she wanted it. And she was like 11 or 12, 10, 11. So I got her this Nrsimha Dev deity. And then my friend Radha Kund, he moved to Badger. He moved up to Badger, and he was living with this girl, Hare Krishna Dasi, whatever, right? So it was Radha Kund and Hare Krishna. He was living with this Hare Krishna Dasi, and he talked me. This is how these Hare Krishnas are. He talked me into giving him this Nrsimha Dev deity that belonged to my daughter, giving it to him because it needed to be worshipped correctly, and I was being offensive because I wasn't initiated, and I never should have bought it, and he needed to have it because he could take care of it, and then somehow he'd give it back to me. But anyway, he took it up to Badger, and he, under this pretense that he was going to worship it and everything. And then he ended up selling it behind my back. He sold it to Yashodananda. And then years later, like 10 years later, like a good 10 years later, 10 years later, Yashodananda just happens to mention it to me, that he has this Nrsimha Dev deity that he got in Badger. And I said, oh, what a coincidence. I have a Nrsimha Dev deity that Radha Kunda has in Badger. And he said, oh, what a coincidence. I bought this deity from Radha Kund. And I said, what do you bought my deity from Radha Kunda? And he said, yeah, I paid good money for that deity. I said, that's my deity. I said, actually, that belongs to my daughter. That's my daughter's Nrsimha Dev. was a really nice Nishigade. It was like this big, like this big, and it had like a little Prahlad Maharaj. Anyway, so he gave it back to me. He gave it back. I don't know where it is now. It's probably in L.A. somewhere. In my garage in L.A. somewhere. This Nishigade, this Nishigade deity. There's a Govinda's restaurant and cinema in Sydney. Yeah, that's Indians don't even like India. Yeah. That's funny. That's funny. Indians don't even trust most sadhus or sannyasis amongst all the ones I know. Yeah, it's a lot of Indians are very respectful though. It's there's a billion of them. You can't stereotype them. I guess there's too many. You can't stereotype a billion people, right? I mean, I don't know. I've been to Mayapur, Vrindavan, Mathura, Yeeps. It's really backwards. Trust me, when I was there and there was no hot water during winter. Yeah, it's. I've never been to Mayapur, but I've been to Vrindavan and Mathura so many times. I was just there last year. Again, I was there last year. So, Vrindavan has thugs that use kids to make money, and there's a lot of child abuse there. Yeah, it's a tough place, man. It's a tough place. There you go. Transcendental delusion is absolutely right. Totally delusional. It's totally delusional. It's kind of avoids deities and Nishigade because they are scared it will get in the way of their evil they are doing. That's why most temples have a small picture. Well, they built a big Nishigade deity in Mayapur. Yeah, I think you might be onto something there because Nishigade did kill all the little kids, and Nishigade killed all these little kids, and ISKCON abused a lot of little kids, and so I don't know. I don't know what I don't know the correlation or the parallel what one has to do with the other, but I'm sure one has to do with the other in some way. I don't know. It's a weirdness. It's kind of a weird thing. Bhavananda, who lives near the ISKCON Sydney temple. So Bhavananda's the one who lives in Sydney. Disgusting piece of shit. That fucking piece of shit. They're all disgusting pieces of shit. But he's a special kind of turd, that guy. He really is. He's a I hear that name and it's just like Unga. Oh, it's disgusting. How to get transcendental bliss? Snuff it like Prabhupada. Yeah, that is. 2021 and she's selling books, man. We have the internet. That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. I was like, why would I buy a book? Like, do you have it on Kindle? You don't have it on on Audible? I mean, who's 2021? Who's reading books? Who's reading a book like that? I mean, I understand that us old timers are, but shopping cart full of books, man. A shopping cart full of books. It is so funny. It is so funny. Is Varan Nayak still in Sydney? I know his wife, but from what I know, he's no longer a devotee because of everything he saw. See, you know, and it's like I like this. I like when you join in and you have your comments like that, because it validates that I'm not just some crazy guy sitting here yelling at the internet or yelling at my computer. That what I'm saying is real, and I'm not exaggerating. I'm not over. You know, I'm not over compensating. I'm not bitter. Well, I am bitter. I'm not bitter. I'm not any of these things. I'm not out of my mind. I'm not like some crazy anti-cult guy. Well, I am some crazy anti-cult. But you all give me validation, because it's like, how could I be sitting here saying all this stuff and being off my rocker and totally crazy, and have so many of you have the same exact thoughts and ideas and opinions and views and experiences, all the same as me, as everyone else. Nobody can watch this video and then just say, well, Mike is just some crazy guy who's up there yelling and screaming and cussing and all that. No, look at everyone in the chat. Everyone in the chat has something to say. They all agree, and it's all the same stuff. Everyone's saying the same thing. Everybody knows everybody. Everybody knows the same people. Even fake human knows. It's mental. It's retards are us. Everyone knows. She seems miserable in those videos. Not only does she seem miserable, but not only is she miserable, but she's putting on that happy face. She's putting on that happy face like, I identify myself with this girl. I started all innocent and happy, and now I look like a train wreck ran over me. Yeah, look at me. I'm only 26, and look at me. I mean,
this was also the year that I started having doubts about being a Hare Krishna.
You started having doubts. Maybe
During the Christmas marathon,
I knew this was going to be a long one.
I
didn't know it was going to be
busy
this
sorting
long.
out the tenancy agreement for the flat that we had just secured. I would be the head tenant, and I was super anxious about the cost because it would go up about 6-fold to what we were previously paying. We were moving in at the end of January, which was about the time that I was going to India. There was a lot to do then because the place was really dirty and quite run down.
So this is the state of the room, the apartment to begin with. This is our lounge room.
We managed to borrow some money for the deposit as well as a few weeks' rent, so that helped kind of calm my nerves a little bit. Devotees often said that Krishna would provide, but I never thought that he would provide anything without me also endeavouring. I couldn't just sit back and wait for the money to appear. So for months I worked really hard trying to get different catering jobs at festivals or weddings, and it was exhausting.
So we're here at a fair, and it's a little wet.
Unfortunately, I did not ask for help during that time. I just shouldered that stress and burden myself. I even damaged my right wrist from carrying too many heavy buckets to and from the van. And that's given me trouble for years since. So that time was pretty stressful. Let's go back to when we moved into the new ashram. It was pretty run down, really. And
so why is, again, this is a rhetorical question. I don't expect an answer. I'm being facetious or whatever you call it. Why is devotional service so stressful? It's supposed to be fun and exciting and transcendental bliss. And she's saying she had to do all these things, and it's so stressful for her. Well, you know what they say. Well, I'm not going to give away the answer because I actually know the answer. Here we go.
Permission from the landlord to rip up the carpet because it was mouldy in places and quite gross. And we also got to repaint the whole place because, again, it was quite mouldy and just very, very dirty.
More free labor.
Helped tirelessly
More free
with
labor.
Renovations for 3 days, and there's no way that we could have done it without him. He helped move the really heavy cupboards, rip up the carpet, relay the carpet. It just wouldn't have been able to happen without him. So thank you so much to that devotee who has actually since left the religion. We had to have the ashram livable by the time myself, the ashram leader, and 2 other ladies left for India. So that meant 3 days before our flight out were very late nights, finishing after 10 o'clock and then getting up the next morning around 4:30 to chant and then work the whole day. The night before leaving, I was up till about midnight working on some marketing things to carry over for the month that I was away. And I think I got maybe 1 or 2 hours sleep before flying out at 4 in the morning. Devotees would call this a yajna.
So, I know a lot of you're saying here. Red says, I identify myself with this girl. I started all innocent and happy, and now I look like a train ran over me. And then Lakshmi Nrsinga, I feel the same. I relate with her. And so, yeah, I know. I think a lot of people can relate to getting involved and having to do this, like, this free labor and being stressed out. I know I was doing these TV shows. I was doing these public access shows, and I was trying to get devotees to come on the show. And I thought it would be really easy, that I would just go to the temple, and I was like, I already had everything set up at the public access. I just needed devotees to come on the show and talk and preach. You're already preaching at the temple. Just come in the TV studio and preach, and on camera, and I can put it on TV. And it was so stressful trying to get people to come. People would come and then they'd flake out, they'd cancel, or they'd come and then they would have a hard time, and they'd want to take over, or it was such a headache trying to do these public access shows. I actually enjoyed it because that was my thing, was doing video and television production. But it was so stressful once I became a Hare Krishna, and I was trying to do this Hare Krishna, this service and this whole thing. It became such a pain in the ass. At least now we don't have to wash the dirty feet of some idiotic Maharaj and feeding him food as a form of seva. Exactly. That's such a scam. Such a dehumanizing, humiliating loyalty test of a scam. That I gotta wash this guy's feet? I gotta wash your feet, dude? I'm a grown man. I'm gonna wash your grown man feet? The fuck? Dancing around. Life is so much brighter outside of ISKCON and guilt tripping and monks trying to run my life. I know. The whole guru thing. You don't need an intermediary to do any spiritual life. Never trust gurus or cults. Do what you need to do to make yourself happy. Deprogramming from brainwashing is very important in order to heal. Healing is getting out of the cult, and then that time to that transition time from cult to non-cult life it can be a very difficult time. It's not like you just leave the cult and then everything's all hunky and dory and everything's all great. It is in a way because you're not in the cult, but what you go through mentally and emotionally, making that transition, there can be some trauma in that in itself. Just like when people move from one house to another, or from one city to another, or they break up with in a relationship, a breakup in a relationship, or a death in a family. So all of these type of things can be stressful on a person's mental state can cause them anxiety or can cause them different states of mind. So leaving a cult is just like that. It's just as traumatic as any one of those. So that's why a lot of people don't leave. A lot of people stay in because they know that leaving is not easy. There might not be an exit ramp for some people. They may have burned every bridge and they don't have no way to get home. And they don't know what to do. They have no skills. They didn't finish school. They dropped out. They quit their job. They feel humiliated. A lot of things. And they have no way of, there is a way. And that's why we're all here. I'm here. And why I'm here to tell you, you can get out. Then the sooner the better. And all of my friends here in this chat are saying the same thing. The sooner you get out, the better.
Sacrifice, and it certainly was. I had a better experience in India than when I went with my brother a few years prior. I didn't do much filming because I just wanted to focus on my spiritual practice. A few devotees recognized me in a temple there because of this channel, which was quite a strange experience. When some devotees found out that I was a disciple of Devamarita Swami and connected to Bhakti Lounge, they really criticized that community, which was super confusing for me. They didn't like this modern, contemporary approach to presenting the philosophy, but I wouldn't be practicing had that not been the style, nor would a lot of the other ladies in the ashram. I was all about presenting bhakti in a modern setting.
Check out this picture I drew. We all started here, right?
That experience did disturb me a little bit. It made me...
Oh, so she had some, okay. Yes, you don't need, spot on, you don't need an intermarriage. You can find your own way to happiness. Everyone finds their own way to happiness anyway. And you can find your own way to happiness outside the cult. You found your way into the cult. You can find your way out. These gurus don't practice what they preach. They're the biggest vow breakers. I know a lot that would scare people. Yes, they don't practice what they preach. They don't practice what they preach. It's a big scam. It's a big scam. That's what I'm saying. And anyone here met Rame Swami? He would make my scream every time I met him. Such a weird, creepy old man. I don't know him, but I know the name. I know the name, but I don't know. Okay, I want to get back to this video.
I feel quite disconnected.
The suspense is killing me.
As a whole.
สำหรับผู้ที่มีปัญหาสุขภาพนะครับเกี่ยวกับเรื่องของไขมันคอเลสเตอรอลน้ำตาลในเลือดโครงสร้าง
So there was a lot to do when we returned to New Zealand. Devamarita Swami was really pushing for me to explore online marketing more, like Facebook. I felt a lot of pressure because of the financial situation. Our outgoing expenses had increased dramatically. I was also struggling with Krishna food and all the catering I was doing. I remember once a devotee who was the Krishna food chef, who's been the chef for years, once forgot to deliver something that was quite important. And I was furious and sent him this really intense text. And he replied saying, you might be right, but you could learn to be a little bit nicer about it. I was crushed. I felt so guilty and realized that I'd probably behaved in similar ways in other situations as well. I was becoming bitter and frustrated when I thought devotees weren't really thinking properly in their services. And as a manager, that's not really a good attitude to have. I'm supposed to support them, but I was just becoming grumpy at them. I did ask for help at that time. It wasn't really given. Maybe it was given, but in a way that I couldn't really accept or grasp onto. So I felt pretty alone and unsupported. My health was beginning to become quite bad at this time. I was just constantly fatigued. My iron and B12 were always low.
So I'm gonna stop it here. I'm gonna stop it here. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I got a pretty good idea what's going on. I feel like she's getting disillusioned. She's getting stressed out. She's feeling like she's not growing spiritually, or they're asking too much of her. She's not having a good time, and she's gonna bounce out one way or another. And it kind of makes me. It kind of goes back to what I've said before: is that a lot of people leave in a similar way that she does, that she has. I think that people will leave because they feel they're unhappy, they're miserable, they're unhappy. They don't see it's not what they thought it was. It sounds like they're putting her to work, and she's not happy with all the work they're making her do. And Dave Amrita's telling her do this, do that, and then he's chastising her. And she went to India, and she had a bad experience there. They were criticizing her guru, they're criticizing the thing, but she didn't understand that. So she's got some anxiety about this whole thing, and so she's probably thinking, you know what, I don't think this is for me, and then she's gonna bounce out of it, which is fine. That makes sense. That's fine. That makes sense. But it doesn't get to the heart of this cult. It doesn't address any of the real issues of this cult. She's bouncing out and leaving, just like if you were to you get a job, and the job is not what you thought it was. It was, I didn't know I was going to be working overtime. I didn't know I was going to be working on the weekends. I didn't know I was going to be in charge of training and doing the Facebook page. And I didn't know I was going to be doing all the cooking and the cleaning. It's just like, this is too much for me. I don't want to do this. I don't want this job anymore. So you quit and you go to another job. That's what it sounds like to me. And I'm not saying that it's wrong. And I'm not saying, I'm just saying, I feel like, she got in and out without any real, she got in and out. And she had her experiences. It's bad. She didn't like it. She doesn't like it. She doesn't want anything to do with it anymore. She probably feels like her guru maybe he was a scammer. He wasn't the pure devotee that she thought he was, or the whole thing. She doesn't believe that, whatever it is that she doesn't believe anymore. But I don't think she ever really realized. It doesn't sound like she ever realized. Dave Amrita was in New Vrindavan. He was part of the whole Salochan thing. Dave Amrita was one of the guys. Him and Radhanath were with Kirtanananda. Kirtanananda was a fucking freak. And they were right along with him. They didn't get Dave Amrita and Radhanath were right there with him. And when they kicked Kirtanananda out, Dave Amrita and Radhanath went right along with Kirtanananda. And then they came crawling back. Because I remember when they came crawling back. I was in ISKCON when they came crawling back. I remember when Radhanath came to the LA temple and he gave his lecture. I didn't go to the lecture. I ain't gonna go see that fuck. He gave his lecture in the temple about, I'm sorry. Thank you for letting me come back into ISKCON. I'm sorry I was in New Vrindavan with all those freaks and we were doing all that bullshit. But hey, I'm Radhanath Swami now. Hey, I'm back. And Dave Amrita, same thing. That fuck. That piece of shit. They're all pieces of shit. And she don't know. She don't know. Or does she know and she's not saying it? She not being honest about all the shit that she knows? I don't want to talk bad about the Hare Krishnas. She doesn't know about all the child abuse. She doesn't. She's in Australia. She doesn't know about Bhavananda. She never heard about Bhavananda. She never heard about Bhavananda, Kirtananda, New Vrindavan. She never heard about Salochan. She never heard women like to be raped. Women have less intelligence, small brains. Women are Maya. I know she heard that. I know for a fact she heard that. She didn't hear about Prabhupada denying the Holocaust, and Hitler was a great guy, and Hitler was a gentleman, and all the racist things he said about Negroes. She didn't know about all that. And seriously, maybe she doesn't. Maybe they kept her in the dark. Maybe Dave Amrita is able to keep his people from finding out all that shit. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he can do it. But what I'm saying is that people can get into this cult, go through the look how they put her through the ringer. Put her through the ringer, shoot her up, spit her out. She didn't get married. She didn't, I think she had some kind of a relationship, or she wanted to have a relationship. But she was in the ashram, or I don't know, something happened. But it sounds like she got in and out, and she pretty much was, not much, she didn't get abused, and she didn't get, at least she didn't sound like it. The most popular new young sannyasi in ISKCON thinks he's Krishna and is making gopis for himself out of young girls interested in taking initiation. This is the Rami Swami. This guy is Rami Swami. I have met Rami Swami. Just more freaks. They had little darshan of Krishna. Yes, I know that creep, Rami Swami. I don't know. I know there was a Rami Swami from before, but I don't know if it's the same guy that you're talking about. I have no idea. He doesn't seem like a monk. I have heard things too. Sounds like some other freak. Okay, Rami is responsible for covering up a lot of really messed up stuff in the Australian yatra, sickening stuff. Yeah, I know there's a lot of sickening stuff. A lot of stuff has happened in Australia. I don't know details of what's happened in Australia. I just know that I've heard that a lot of shit has happened in Australia. Australia has a fucked up history. That's what I understand. And I'm from Los Angeles, so I don't know anything. I've never been to Australia. I don't really know anybody in Australia. Personally, I don't know anybody personally in Australia. But I've heard that a lot of shit has happened. A lot of shit has happened in Australia. He's one of the sickest creeps out there. Well, that's saying a lot, because there's a lot of sick creeps out there. There are a lot of sick creeps in ISKCON. So if you're saying he's one of the sickest ones, that's saying a lot. So all you devotees out there that are watching this video, just know that this Rami Swami is one of the sickest guys out there. I am born and brought up here in Australia, and no one like me is stupid enough to join ISKCON here in Sydney. Just myself, because I was vulnerable. No, a lot of people are stupid enough to join. I was stupid enough to join. And I'll admit it. What can I say? What can I say? Please don't post my last comment. Sorry, too late. I already did it. I'll take it back. Okay, I take it back. I take it back. See, when the comments come in order like that, what can I do? I'm sorry. What can I do? When I met Bhakti Vidya Purnaswami, I felt such an evil, dark presence from him. Turned out he was one of the head child abusers. Yeah, you know, when you meet these guys, you know, you think you're meeting somebody. You know, when I saw Hridayananda in front of the LA Temple, he gave a lecture, and I was all impressed, and he gave this lecture. And so he was sitting on there used to be a little wall around the grass at the LA Temple. And he was sitting on that little wall around the grass. And people were talking to him, and he was standing there. And I went up because I wanted to hear, and I wanted to talk, and I want to see. I was like, oh, he's a guru. You know. And he was just sitting there. And I looked at this guy, and he was like talking. I don't know what he was talking about. And I just got this feeling like he's nobody. I can't explain it, but I just got this feeling like, who's this guy? And then when I met Tamal Krishna, I actually felt like, man, this guy's an asshole. This guy's an asshole. This guy's no hole. I actually was like, this guy is no holy man. Now, before I go, I'm glad you guys are leaving your comments because I love all your comments. If you press your comment, it will let you delete it. Yeah, so go ahead. You go ahead and delete your comment and get it out of there so no one else can see it. Some of us are vulnerable, and there's no fault of our own, as these creeps is going to take advantage of innocent folks for a ride. We were vulnerable because we had an open mind, and we were like, I'm trying not to be judgmental about this, and I'm going to give it a fair, let me check it out. I'm not going to. And that's the wrong attitude to have. They target vulnerable people. They target everybody. I mean, cults get everybody. Tom Cruise, John Travolta, Boy George, Lisa Bonet, Madonna. Anybody can fall into a cult. So don't beat yourself up over the fact that you can beat yourself up. I spent 20 years. I was in it for 20 years. It took me 20 years to figure out I was being scammed. So, and I try not to beat myself up over it, but every now and then I do. I go, what the fuck? Those 20 years are gone. I can't get them back, but I try not to do that too much. I don't do that. I don't do that like constantly, but every now and then it gets in there. The whole Gaudiya is one big fat, it's a scam pradaya. It's the Gaudiya scam pradaya, okay? It's not a sampradaya, it's a scam pradaya. ISKCON is good at targeting young, impressionable college students and high school students everywhere. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, it's a scam pradaya. It's an absolute scam pradaya. So I want to show you because I wanted to do this real quick because I can't get over this, and it's just so I just okay. Here we go. we gotta do this. So they put this chanting, this Govinda, hey Govinda, hey Gopal, chanting because they want it to be devotional. Like there's absolutely nothing devotional about this swimmer pod, Shiva Ram swimmer pod, swimming in the Thames. I guess you pronounce it the Thames because I'm not British. Swimming in the Thames. It's not. There's nothing devotional about it. He says he's doing it to raise money because he wants to print these books in Turkish. He hasn't explained how him swimming in this 10K is getting books printed, unless he's raising money. Like, is he doing the every kilometer or every meter I swim, you pledge a dollar or something? I don't know. What is he trying to do? It is the stupidest thing. But anyway, they have to put this music on there because there's nothing devotional about this. So they put this music on there so that you think, well, there's some chanting going on.
Hare Krishna. We're all dressed, set, ready to go. Swimming on the lovely Thames. It's a bit chilly here, but the sun's coming up.
This is the third year he does this competition, and he's getting much better and stronger. Guru Maharaj is swimming.
This guy's got no shame. No shame at all. Guru Maharaj is swimming 10 kilometers. He's got no shame. He's getting donations from people, living the life of this guru sannyasi. And he's gonna go, he's got like a $400, I looked it up. He's got like a $400 wetsuit on. He's in this, I don't know what it costs for him and his whole little entourage to go fly to London and go do this swimming thing. I mean, the audacity, the unmitigated temerity of this guy. This Guru Maharaj, this Shiva Ram Swami. The unmitigated gall of him to take donations from people living in the renounced order of, well, I'm going to renounce everything except this 10K swimming competition. Now, I can't renounce this because I'm going to use this to pretend that I'm getting donations to friggin' print books so I can go beg with books. I mean, this is fucking, and my God, I can't believe it. I just, even for me, I'm fucking out of my mind over this.
10 kilometers because he wants to print Turkish.
Because he wants to print
Bhagavatam.
Turkish
He prepared well. He was training regularly 4 times a week.
He trains 3 to 4
really
times
wants to have the
a
Turkish
week.
accent.
He friggin' trains 3 to 4 times a week so he can do this 10K swim. He's a guru. He's 77 years old guru. The fuck is wrong with him? And what is wrong with his fucking disciple? Look at him with his fucking watch.
And printing books. And he's 76 years old. That's unique.
This is a wonderful gadget that I swim with. All of Srila Prabhupada's bhajans, kirtans are on here.
Yeah, he wants you to think like, oh yeah, I'm listening to I'm listening to Prabhupada while I'm doing the swim, so don't criticize my swim. I'm listening to Prabhupada while I swim, because I'm Guru Maharaj. I'm Swimmer Pod. I'm Shivaram Swimmer Pod Maharaj, and I can swim in the Thames, and in my $400 designer wetsuit. The fucking scam is this, man? This is such fucking bullshit. Look at him sitting there smiling. Yeah, and I got my Prabhupada headphones on. I can listen to Prabhupada swim. I can listen to Prabhupada sing while I swim and scam you all for your money in my $400 wetsuit.
So that when I'm swimming, all I hear is Srila Prabhupada. That's what's going to keep me warm. That's what's going to keep me going.
Keep me going.
I'm certainly keeping it in mind that Rupa Goswami says The Jamuna Devi flows in every river of the world. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm not swimming in the Thames. I'm swimming in the Jamuna.
He's pulling out every friggin' scam thing he can to justify him taking money, wearing a $400 designer wetsuit so he can go fly to London and swim in this river competition and try to make it somehow its devotional service. Oh, Rupa Goswami says the Jamuna Devi flows in everywhere. Therefore, I'm not swimming in the Thames, I'm swimming in the Jamuna. And I'm listening to Prabhupada in my designer $500 MP3 headphone player that my disciple donated to me, and I'm listening to Prabhupada, so that makes it okay too.
Jamuna Devi ki jai.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. He's gonna try and tell us that that's really the Jamuna Devi that he's swimming. He's in his mind, he's in the Jamuna, and he's listening to Prabhupada's bhajans, and he's raising money so he can print the Bhagavatam. You believe this bullshit? The fuck? You Hare Krishnas, all you Hare Krishnas watching this, you believe this fuck? This is your fucking ISKCON guru. This swimmer pod fuck. And you Hare Krishnas worship these scammers. You worship these people. You fucking sing prayers to this guy, and you throw flowers at his picture and on his feet and whatever. This is fucking stupid shit. They're fucking idiots, I swear to God. This guy's taking you guys for a ride. He's taking you for such a ride. He has such a big smile on his face, sitting there going, I'm doing all this shit. Look at these. I'm swimming, baby. I'm swimmer pod. Look at me. I am swimmer pod. I'm Matsya Avatar. I'm Matsya Avatar. Look at me. I'm just swimming away, baby. Woo-hoo. Ramo, Ramo, Hare, Hare. What a bunch of crap, man. Look at this guy. Look at these fools. Look at these fools. Look at him. Right eye. Got no shame.
Well,
no shame.
This is the end of our
my
swim.
Look at me. I got my charter over my wetsuit.
It was 10,490 meters.
What a piece of shit. What a fucking piece of shit scammer this guy is. I swear to God.
About a little over 3.5 hours. It was a wonderful experience, and all along.
Look at this guy. The nerve of this guy. I'm a guru. I'm in the renounced order of life. I renounce everything except swimming marathons and wetsuits and MP3 players and first class tickets to London so I can fly, so I can swim around. What a fucking scam. What a fucking scam. All you guys with your comments. I'm gonna just move on up because this show is running so long. I got a comment here. I got a comment on this. Let me see. I left ISKCON, but I can't stop thinking about Krishna. Okay, that's a good comment. I'm glad you mentioned that, because I'm going to say this. You want to think about Krishna and worship Krishna? Fine, go ahead. If that makes you happy, then there's nothing wrong with that. But I wouldn't have anything to do with Prabhupada, and I wouldn't have anything to do with Prabhupada's disciples. Full stop. You want to have a picture of Krishna in your house and statues of Krishna You want to worship Krishna and say prayers to Krishna and chant mantras to Krishna and do all that? Have at it. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If it makes you happy, it makes you happy. But I wouldn't have anything to do with Prabhupada. I wouldn't have anything to do with Prabhupada's books. I wouldn't want to have anything to do with anyone who has anything to do with Prabhupada and Prabhupada's books. Bottom line, Prabhupada is the problem here. Prabhupada's the problem, not Krishna, not Vishnu. That's whatever that is. I'm talking about Prabhupada and his pedophile cult. That's what you should have nothing to do with. Just have nothing to do with it. And of course, second opinion, if you wanted a second opinion, Lakshmi Nishinga says, ready, Sudan ready. Lovely, you don't need ISKCON for that. Absolutely. ISKCON doesn't have the monopoly on Radha and Krishna or Hinduism. You can still worship Krishna, etc., without ISKCON or Ritvik system or Gaudiya Sampradaya. Yeah, you don't need that. That's the brainwashing. You don't need any of that. You don't need any of that. It's okay to believe in a God as long as it's not hurting your life. The problem is when you believe a cult controls your connection to God. You don't need ISKCON. Yeah, you just don't need ISKCON. And I know it's tough to leave ISKCON. It's tough. Your friends are in it. Sometimes your family's in it. You go to the temple in the morning. You go to the temple in the evening. You're reading the books. I mean, it's your life. We were all in that boat. We were all in that boat, and I'm going to tell you right now, we all jumped out of it. We all jumped out of that boat. So, you were not offensive. They are so manipulative. Yes, they are manipulative. Also, God doesn't care what you eat or how much you chant or anything like that. That's all fake sin invented by Gaudiya creeps. Yeah, that's just to control you. It's just to control you, to keep you, if Prabhupada didn't have rules and if Prabhupada didn't have rules and regulations and requirements, then anyone could do whatever they wanted, and then you wouldn't need Prabhupada. So Prabhupada puts these conditions on himself so that he becomes necessary. You got to have them. Because if you can do whatever you want, then you don't need Prabhupada. So you gotta have conditions. You have to have rules in order for Prabhupada to be in control of you. And you don't need that. He's just trying to make money off of you. Yeah, they're all trying to make money. Look at this guy with this swimmer pod guy. Look at this guy with his swimming in his wetsuit and his flying to London to swim in the marathon, the 10K swimming bullshit. What is that all about? What does that have to do with Krishna? He can do that because he's a guru, but I can't go watch friggin' Dirty Harry or something at the movie theater. I can't go watch a movie. I can't watch TV. But he can go swim in his marathon in his $400 wetsuit. I can't have a cup of chai. I can't have a cup of chai in front of the temple. Otherwise, everyone's going to be talking about me in Vrindavan when I'm having chai in front of Bihari Law's store. If I do that, then everyone's talking about, you say, have a chai. But this guy can just get in his $400 wetsuit, fly first class over to London, and swim in the river in his little river with his little river buddies. Radha Kund is a scammer of all scammers. Radhakunda was a scammer, man. Let me tell you right now. You're right. There's people that know a lot of sadhus. A lot of sadhus rip people off. Yeah, you know, ISKCON. We're focused on the Krishna cults and the bogus Gaudiya Vaishnava sampradayas that are just. I mean, I can't speak for all of them, but if they're using Prabhupada's books and they're connected with Prabhupada or Bhakti Siddhanta or Bhakti Vinod Thakur, man, I gotta question that. I'm just saying. You don't need any organization to connect with Krishna. Yeah, I tend to believe that. If you want to connect with Krishna, you can connect. There's nothing stopping you. You're correct. God loves you regardless. Yeah, you know, you can have your own. You can do your own thing. You can do your own thing. And you can just walk away. Just walk away. So, Emperor's New Clothes. Yeah, you know, it's gonna go from Emperor's New Clothes to Guru's new wetsuit, because I feel like, you know, this guy's got a new wetsuit. And what the fuck? When do gurus put on wetsuits and go swim in 10Ks? I don't understand that. I don't understand that. I mean, I can understand you want to go for a swim, you want to go for, you know, but it just sounds like this is like another level scam. And this is the third or fourth year he's done this scam. It's just basically send me money so I can go swim, and my excuse is that I'm printing books. That's what he's just scamming. Guys and gals, please do like and share Mike's channel to get more people out there to leave ISKCON and Ritvik and Gaudiya Sampradayas. Thank you, Ilyana. I appreciate the nice words. Please do like and subscribe. 17 viewers. I know, it's a lot. I mean, that's great. I know a lot of Hare Krishnas out there. I want to thank all you Hare Krishnas out there for watching. And I hope you're watching for the right purpose. I hope you're curious. Seriously, I'm going to be honest with you. I hope you're curious to know what's going on, what I'm doing, what I'm all about. And I'm not just here to talk shit about ISKCON and Hare Krishnas. I am here to talk shit about them. But I'm not just here to talk shit about them. I'm actually here to help you guys out there who are in the cult, don't really know what's going on. Maybe you want to leave. Maybe you're having doubts. Maybe, you know, it's not what you thought it was. Maybe it is what you thought it was. But you want to find out something. You want to find out more. And I'm here to tell you more. I'm here to tell you the truth. Everything I'm saying is true. I don't exaggerate. I don't need to. I couldn't exaggerate this shit. A guy getting shot in the head in his van. Little kids getting molested and tortured. How can you exaggerate? How can you exaggerate that? When the guru getting his head chopped off. How do you exaggerate that? Well, he didn't just get his head chopped off. They took his head and they put it through a meat grind. I mean, I could exaggerate if I wanted, but the fact he got his head chopped off is pretty much enough. I don't need to go overboard with that. Little kids getting raped little kids getting raped and molested in the schools that Prabhupada created, and he didn't care when they were getting molested. I mean, sure, he was like, oh, that's horrible, but he didn't do anything about it. It's one thing to say that you care or, to show concern, and it's another thing to actually do something about it. The temple president at LA, Swavas, he said it upset him that my daughter was molested. He didn't do anything about it. He didn't do a fucking thing about it. But he said it upset him. He said it upset him. That made me feel much better. He had an opportunity to do a lot of things and he didn't do anything. But he did say that it upset him. What fucking good does that do? Fucking good does that do? They don't do anything. So you're in there, you're watching this video, you're trying to learn something. I'm telling you the truth. I don't need to exaggerate. I don't need to make up stories. Nobody in here needs to make up anything. We're telling you the truth. And actually, you're really lucky that you're in here because you get to hear it from all of us at one time. You get to hear it from me. You get to read the comments in the chat. You get to see the comments on the screen. You get to see other people saying the same thing I'm saying. You're very fortunate to be in here to see all this stuff. I don't know where else you could go to hear what we have to say. I mean, you can go look at some videos. You can watch that video, and the video of the girl, if you can watch swimmer pods swimming in the Thames if you want. You can go do your own research and do all that, and I encourage you to do all that. Definitely encourage you to go do all that if you got the time and everything. But I encourage you to like, share, and subscribe my videos and come and watch my videos because I'll give you the real deal, and you don't have to go search all over the internet to find it. And there's a great community of people that chat and add in and talk about what's going on and leave their comments and go, yeah, I knew this guy and I know that guy and so did this and so did that. And hopefully that'll encourage some of you out there that want to leave or thinking about leaving, and hopefully help you come to the right decision about what to do with your life and what to do about being in a cult. So I really hope that you're here and you're watching and you're getting you're taking it all in, and you can spread the word too. I mean, the word is spreading, so you can do all of that. I don't think my comments appeared before. If anyone wants, there's a 24-hour support from recovering from religion in Australia and overseas. Yeah, I didn't see that one earlier, but definitely. And anyone out there, if you're a Hare Krishna that's in, or you're a Hare Krishna that's out, and you find my videos interesting, I would encourage you to also check out the Scientology protesting. You'll find a lot of similarities between Scientology and Hare Krishna. A lot of similarities between the beliefs, the tactics, the cult, way the cult operates, the book distribution, the shunning, just the wacky beliefs, the worshiping the founder, the shady activities of the founder, all of that. You'll find all those similarities. So maybe that can help you come to the realization that you're in a cult. So I would encourage you all to check out Scientology protesting. You can learn a lot about cults through that. Knitting Cult Lady, you can learn a lot about cults from her. Lakshmi, it doesn't allow links in here. I actually wrote it to you and said sorry for the abuse you're getting. The website is just the name and .au. Yeah, listen, if you want, yeah, I don't know how to get the links to work in there if they don't work. I wish they did. But I know that we're doing a lot of good stuff. I'm seeing more and more devotees and ex-devotees come in and leave comments and be part of participate in the discussion, which is always good. And so that's really encouraging for me. And hopefully we can all, everybody can connect. Everybody who wants to connect outside can. I hope everyone is able to do that. ISKCON also doesn't like using the Sringadev in their preaching for that very reason. I am detaching myself from ISKCON in every way, and that will stop the abuse. Congratulations, Lakshmi. You are free. Now enjoy life. Life is so beautiful. Let me tell you, life is very beautiful when you're outside the cult. And when I first left the cult, it was uncharted waters. Let me tell you, I'd been a Hare Krishna for 20 years, and I was deep in it. I was the secretary of the Hare Krishna Society, so I was a flag bearer, or on the board of directors. So it was my entire life. It was my entire identity. I was Dhoti Kurta, beads, chanting, the whole thing. So leaving was a big deal. It was not an easy thing. And then of course I got the threats, the death threats, and all of the intimidation and the doxing and all of that. So I know from experience it's difficult to leave. It's just thinking about it can cause anxiety. But we're all out here, and we can help you. If you want to contact me in private, you can do that. If you want to leave a comment afterwards, leave your email or something. I'll be happy to talk to you in private. Leave a private comment or a private email. You can get my email at itsmikesandoval.com. It's Mike at itsmikesandoval.com. So if you want to contact me in private and have a discussion or something, ask me a question, you can. You absolutely can do that. I went to join, and they said, come back when Bhagwan Das comes to the manor. So it was eagerly awaited. I went back, heard his lecture, and it was just a bush book push, and I tell you that, no wisdom. Yeah, I'm glad more and more people are joining in, because I love to hear other people's stories, because it just reinforces what we all know. Don't let them get away with harassment. Yeah, you don't want to let them get away with any harassment. This is why deprogramming is so important. Ever since I started joining Mike's Lives, I started to heal from the guilt tripping and the trauma. Yes, see, again. I'm glad you made that comment, because it's important for everyone out there to know that what you're feeling when you want to leave, and you don't know if you don't know, you're in that weird space where you don't know if you're going to leave or not, and you're having doubts, and there are cracks in the armor or whatever. It's good to know that everyone goes through that. That's normal. And then the fear and the guilt and just not knowing. Like for me, there was a time, in the first year that I left, where I was like, I had doubts about whether leaving was right. Like, what if it's true? I was like, the brainwashing and the guilt tripping, and is so heavy. Especially after 20 years of it, that I would still think like, well, what if I'm making offenses? It was, I'd fight, I'd back and forth. So it is traumatic. So I just want to get, and then look here, Lockby, and so much guilt tripping. Yes, so much guilt tripping, because that's what it's based on. That's the basis of the whole thing, is the scam. And the scam is the guilt tripping and making you feel like you've got to follow these regulative principles. You've got to change. You got to. And the guilt of not being, the guilt of I'm blooping, or I blooped, or I fell down, or I'm offensive. It's all based on that. So naturally, when you leave, it's just all of it. It just all comes just pounding on you. So, and I think the trick is, it's like cold turkey. You gotta milestones. I'm out for 1 day. I'm out for 1 week. I'm out for 1 month. I've been out for 2 months. It's like you got to make progress, and you gotta know where you're going. So you can get there, like losing weight. You gotta know. It's not easy, man. If you think Hare Krishna is corrupt in Australia, you wouldn't believe how bad it is in the rest of the world. It's completely rotten from the core. Absolutely. And I would imagine that it's really corrupt in India, and it's really corrupt, like economies that are struggling, or populations that are maybe not as well off. I think the corruption is even worse. So the places like India it's going to be worse. The violence is going to be worse. The abuse is going to be worse. The brainwashing is going to be worse. Everything's going to be worse. So yes, Tim, we're all in this together. Yeah, we're all in this together. We've all been through it. We all have the experience. We have the knowledge, and we're all here for each other. So, I definitely want to. Yeah, Ilya, I was so deflated. I'm back on course with Krishna some 4 years later without that nonsense. Yeah, it's and like for me, like sometimes when I go to India, and I'm in the temple, or I go to a temple, or even if I'm not, I'm just somewhere where I'm here, where I live now, and I see a Hindu temple, it brings back some of that. But I feel good that I'm out. It's like empowering. It's empowering for me now. I can go to a Vishnu temple and see this Vishnu or Shiva or Kali or Lakshmi, and I'm like, oh, that's Lakshmi, and I have the knowledge I know from being a Hare Krishna, but then I'm not committing offenses. I'm not brainwashed into thinking I'm committing offenses. I'm respectful. I'm a respectful person, but I'm not brainwashed. I don't have any anxiety like I would if I was a Hare Krishna. It's very liberating. It's truly liberating. Let me tell you, it's truly liberating. Mike has helped us so much. I'm trying to help. He gives a voice to truth that we all need to hear after the trauma. Yes. And you know what? I'm going to tell you right now. I had no idea that I would have so many, people in my chat commenting. I really didn't. I just thought I would be here talking, making these videos. People would be watching them, and I would just be going on like that. But it's actually turned into a feedback, therapy session. So it's great. If y'all live near me, I would have ordered pizza and drinks to get together to share our experiences and how we heal, detox, and deprogram from these cults. Well, we can set up something one time. I'll set up like a get together, and we can sit and we can all have our own pizza. We can all have our own pizza, and we can all enjoy pizza at the same time, and we can share our stories and we'll have to do that. I think that'll be a lot of fun. So yeah, I'm glad we're all connecting here. It's really important, and I think it's really important for those that are watching, for the Hare Krishna, the devotees that are watching, to see that we are linking up, that we have similar experiences. We're doing okay on the outside. We can appreciate what's going on. We can appreciate the experiences that we had, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and we can share it and come together to do some good and to warn others and help others, and really to help all of you that are in there that are watching. That's the main point of doing this, is not to just sit here and bitch about it, but it's actually to help the new viewers that come in who want to leave and don't know how, or are in the cult and don't know what they're in. They don't know what they got involved in. They think it's all, they don't know what it is. So that's what we're doing. And you guys, it's just really great. All the comments that you're leaving for me, I can't get to all of them. You guys are like just so many. And the new Govardhan farm in Australia has some of the most fucked up history. Yeah. There's the new Govardhan farm in Australia, and also there's a farm in New Zealand, and I some shit's happening over there too. So, well, listen, everybody. I want to thank you all for joining in. I can't get to all of these comments. There's just so many. There's so many. I'll be here all night, but I do want to thank you all for joining in. It's been a long show, but we've gotten a lot done. And again, I just want to just we're gonna go out with this. I wanted to show you this guy. Look at this guy. This swimming guru, the swimmer pod, Bhakti swimmer pod. He's got the nerve to model his $400 wetsuit and his little medal that he got for swimming in the Thames on his little guru excursion. Wait a minute. Okay, hold on a second. Spitting rubbish in front of the camera. Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you to come in here and tell me I'm spitting rubbish in front of the camera? Anindya Guha. Who the fuck are you? Tell me who the fuck are you? Yeah, I'm spitting truth in front of the camera. I'm spitting truth about your fucking cult. That you want to defend a fucking pedophile cult. You piece of shit. You're going to defend this child raping, child marriage promoting, racist, sexist, piece of shit cult. That's what you're going to do. You're going to defend these gurus that rape little kids and say that women like to be raped. Are you from India, the rape capital of the world? Is that why you say this? Is that where you get this from? Where women can't even get on a fucking bus without being afraid of getting gang raped in the middle of a park in the middle of the day? You rape women, children in villages. You rape little girls in villages, and then you kill the little girls because you raped them, and you feel like they've disgraced your family. So then the father takes the little girl out and kills the little girl. And you're gonna come in here and tell me I'm spitting rubbish when you come from a country like that does that. What a fucking piece of shit you are. You don't got anything else to say? Whatever you're looking is his manifestation in Purusha Vigraha. Are you gonna give me that fucking Can you speak English instead of your cult crap and your fucking Purusha Vigraha crap? I hate these fucking cult pieces of shit. No. He's here. He's here because he's got to be deprogrammed. That's what this is about. This is for deprogramming. So he came to the right place. He needs to hear the truth. The thing is that he won't stick around to hear the truth. He won't stick around to hear the truth. He'll just say his thing, and then he'll bounce out. He'll say, "Oh, you're spitting rubbish," but then he'll bounce out. But he won't talk. He doesn't want to talk about his gurus that molest little girls and little boys, and how women have small brains and like to be raped. He's not going to talk about that. He don't want to talk about that. He wants to talk about his Purusha Vigraha. So you devotees out there, do you see how stupid you sound when you come in here and you start talking like that? You talk that stupid shit. You can't come in here and talk that stupid shit. It says right on my video, this is not a debate. I'm not here to debate about Vigraha and the Brahma Jyoti and whether the soul originates in Goloka Vrindavan or if it originates in the Brahma Jyoti. And if we've ever been if we've ever fallen from, I'm not here to debate that crap. I'm not here to debate about Paramatma, the super soul, and the five senses and how the mind controls the senses and all of this. I'm not here to debate that shit. I'm not here to debate about Lord Chaitanya and all of that crap and the six ghost swamis and all your bullshit. I'm not here to debate you. I'm here to deprogram you and to teach you that that's a bunch of bullshit. It's a bunch of bullshit. Your Purusha Vigraha and all that crap. You want to send me an email, you can send an email to srimakunda@yahoo.com. srimakunda@yahoo.com. That's SRIMUKUNDA@yahoo.com. You want to send me an email? Go ahead, send me an email. And no answer from this guy? These pieces of shit. Don't let this scum gaslight, bully, minimize anything they have done or what you have been through. So this guy obviously he didn't want to say anything else about me spitting rubbish. But yeah, I'm definitely spitting rubbish about your fucking cult. And I'll be spitting rubbish about your fucking cult every day, just about every day, for the foreseeable future. So thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for leaving comments and joining in. Please like, share, and subscribe. Get these videos out there. We can save more people. We can keep people from joining, and people that are in, we can help get them out. You can leave if you want to contact me. Leave me a message. You can leave a comment you can leave a comment. You can leave your email in the comments, or you can send me an email at srimakunda@yahoo.com. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you may have. Please, everybody, thanks again. Please have a great day, great night, great morning, great afternoon, great evening, wherever you are. Please stay out of a cult. Get out of the cult if you're in it. Stay out of it if you haven't gotten in it yet, and have some great luck. And please, if you don't know who I am and you don't believe all this shit, the rubbish that I've been spitting, here you can see some pictures of me when I was a Hare Krishna once upon a time. Thanks, everybody.